the winter solstice, the season, at least in our hemisphere, when the light of day wanes short and the long dark of night imposes. Advent, fittingly, is a season when we also know a kind of solstice of soul, the end and exhaustion of ourselves, a reckoning of darkness within and without, the ache for a light of rescue, hope, and certainty to shine upon our lives, with all our vulnerable frailties, relationships, futures, faith. I shared this scriptural image from Isaiah in our staff devotions this past week. It's one I'd never noticed before. In the 28th chapter, the prophet describes a people whose comfort of rest and stability of provision during a lean, hard, reckoning season comes up short. The image is striking and memorable, I suspect, for anyone who ever tried or was assigned to curl onto a bed too small and cramped for their frame, or maybe spent a night with too little cover, or shared a bed with someone who so wrapped themselves in the bedding that all you were left with was the equivalent of a table runner to cover yourself. Here's a winter solstice picture of one whose rest and cover in life is not enough for the dark night. Isaiah 28:20. For the bed is too short to stretch oneself on, and the covering too narrow to wrap oneself in. Sounds kind of fitting for the season, doesn't it? A bed too short, a covering too narrow. Isaiah is talking about people whose hope and faith are not in the promised Messiah child, whose covering and confidence does not rest in his salvation, and whose lives are not set apart in anticipation for and in following after him. Isaiah's image of a bed too short, a covering too narrow, is seen in contrast to the familiar messianic image of rest and stability given a few verses before. Behold, I lay a stone in Zion, a tested stone, a precious cornerstone for a sure foundation, and whoever believes need never be shaken. My friends, my church family, for all that some may try or wish to anchor their lives upon, to give meaning and answer, whether friend or family, health or medicine, art or science, party or platform, labor or leisure, wealth or ability, I am so grateful that in the Church of the Lutheran Brethren we confess and rest, we proclaim and witness that there is but one sure foundation, one bed we may rest ourselves and souls upon, one comforter that is all sufficiently covering us, and that is Christ Jesus. I'm so grateful for you, the church, and that we together are partners in mission, believing Christ, bearing Christ. May this winter solstice season draw you all the nearer to his light.